is so recently I've seen a few articles where Deontay Wilder has said stuff like he believes Anthony Joshua, when they fight, he believes the fight should take place in America because that's the only way somebody like Anthony Joshua would become a global superstar, like an international superstar. So he's saying because, Anthony Joshua has spent his entire career fighting in the UK, right? He's fought 19 times. They've all happened in the UK. So he's basically saying he needs to come to America to fight him so that American boxing fans will know who he is. I can see where Wilder's going at with that. But the problem is Anthony Joshua is already a household name in the UK. Let's say the heavyweight champion of the world was Derek Chisora. I'm using him as an example. Let's say, because he's from the UK, let's say he was the heavyweight champion of the world. And Wilder was saying you need to come to America because American fans don't know you like that. I would agree with him because Derek Chisora, even in the UK, he's not that big like that, even in the UK. But when it comes to someone like Anthony Joshua is a massive name in the UK. And I know, and not only in the UK, he's a massive name internationally. And I know he's a massive name internationally and globally because every American YouTube channel in the YTBC knows who Anthony Joshua is. Every YTBC member, every LDBC member who is American talks about Anthony Joshua. You notice that? They know who he is. And they're American. So that lets me know that he's known within America. And like I said, Anthony Joshua is already a massive. He's the A side, right? He's the money guy. He's the one who generates the money. So no matter where Anthony Joshua fights, he's gonna be the reason he fights in the UK is because that's what the UK is because right now the UK is what the heavyweight division is. Right now the UK is big when it comes to boxing, right? As it used to be in America, but right now it's in the UK. He could fight anybody and he'll make millions upon millions of dollars. So he's basically like the cash cow. So if you think about it, if I would personally like him to come to America just to see him actually travel, because guys like Muhammad Ali, when the heavyweight division was big in America, what did Muhammad Ali do? He fought in other countries like the Philippines, like Africa. So he actually traveled. Even the UK, he went to the UK. So it wasn't like Muhammad Ali just fought his whole career in the United States. Even back then when the boxing was big and the heavyweight division was big when Ali was in his prime. So I would, just for like those purposes, like Anthony Joshua to travel a bit. But like I said, if he wanted to, he could just spend his entire career in the UK because he's a moneymaker there. It's kind of like when Floyd Mayweather Jr. You guys remember when Floyd Mayweather Jr. throughout his career, you guys noticed how he spent his entire career fighting in Las Vegas? You notice how every big fight was always in Las Vegas in the MGM Grand? Every big fight, every time Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought, it was always in Las Vegas and it was always in the MGM Grand. Why didn't Mayweather leave and go to the UK or fight somebody else or fight in Russia? The reason was because he was such a big name. He was such a household name in America, in Las Vegas, and he was the moneymaker. He was whenever you fought Mayweather, you made the most money. He was the cash cow of the welterweight division. And that's why every time someone fought him, he never left to the opponent's backyard. He never went to the UK because he didn't need to. He was making millions upon millions of dollars fighting in the MGM Grand, so he didn't need to. So he would tell his opponents, if you fight me, you got to come to the MGM Grand. You got to come to Las Vegas. Even when he fought Ricky Hatton, if you remember when Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Ricky Hatton was a household name. I remember back in 2006, 2007, when Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton was huge in the UK. Ricky Hatton was basically as big or even bigger than Anthony Joshua is right now. He was huge. I know this because I remember seeing thousands upon thousands of UK boxing fans, cheering him on. Like they would go crazy for Ricky Hatton, especially when he was undefeated and he was in his prime. But look what happened. You would think that because Ricky Hatton was so big, you would think that he would force Mayweather to come to the UK, right? You would think that he would be like, hey, I'm the cash cow. Look at all my fans. I have a massive fan base. you want to fight me, you're going to come to the UK and I'm going to fight you in the UK. But that wasn't the case. Mayweather forced Ricky Hatton to come to America to fight him in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Why? Because Mayweather, as big as Ricky Hatton was, as much money and as big as a fan base that Ricky Hatton was, Mayweather was the bigger star. Mayweather was the pay-per-view king, as he called himself, the pay-per-view cash cow. Mayweather himself was the most. He was the cash cow. He was making like $30 million a fight. So as big as Ricky Hatton was, Mayweather was bigger than him, and he was a more money draw. He was a bigger draw. So that's why he forced Ricky Hatton to fight him. If Mayweather wasn't the bigger draw, Mayweather would be forced to go to the UK to fight him there, because he would make more money fighting in the UK. But like I said, Mayweather was so well off, and then he was so powerful in Las Vegas, in Nevada, in the MGM Grand, that he was able to force Ricky Hatton to come to the UK, because Ricky Hatton made more money fighting Mayweather there. So, and of course he was the champion, so he had all these Ricky Hatton was fighting for his belt, so he had all these leverages. When it comes to this, Deontay Wilder is not a household name like Floyd Mayweather Jr. Deontay Wilder is not Floyd Mayweather Jr. status. Deontay Wilder's undefeated, but he doesn't make the money that Mayweather was making. Mayweather was making like $30-50 million a fight those days. He was a big powerhouse when it comes to money-wise. He wasn't the most entertaining guy, but when it comes to money-wise, he was a big deal. Like Mayweather has always said, fighters want to fight me because they know they hit the jackpot when they fight me. They make the most money, and it was the truth, right? Even Ricky Hatton, he made the most money in his entire career fighting Mayweather, you know? So Manny Pacquiao made like $200 million fighting Mayweather. So all these big fighters, Canelo Alvarez made like, even when he was very green when he fought Mayweather, he made like $10 million. So whenever you were to fight Mayweather, you made the most money. Even Marcos McDonald, he retired because he made so much money fighting Mayweather that he didn't even have to fight anymore. So it was true when Mayweather would say that when you would fight him, you would make the most money, because he was such a big name and he generated so much money. But when it comes to, like I said, to get to my point, when it comes to Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have that type of power that Mayweather had. He doesn't make $40 million a fight. He makes like $1 million a fight. Anthony Joshua makes more money than Deontay Wilder. It's the other way around. When Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Ricky Hatton, they were both big cash cows, but Ricky Hatton wasn't making as much money than Floyd Mayweather Jr. was making. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was the cash cow. He was the one making $25-30 million a fight. So it made sense for Ricky Hatton, who was challenging for his belt, to, even though Ricky Hatton was a household name in the UK, Mayweather was, like I said, the bigger deal. So it made sense for him to go. When it comes to this situation, like I said, Anthony Joshua is the household name in the UK. He's the one who's making $13 million a fight. I think he made like, I think he made $8 million or $13 million. I forgot, but I remember I read something like that, like he made $8 or $13 million when he fought Klitschko. So, and like I said, because he's so, just like Mayweather never left the MGM Grand. He never fought outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, because he didn't need to. He was so big in Las Vegas. When it comes to Joshua, despite the fact that I would like him to travel, to be, like I said, he doesn't need to leave. He doesn't need to leave the UK. He could fight in the UK his entire career. He could spend 10 years just defending his belt there, because he'll always be making mad money as long as he's undefeated and as long as he keeps, producing these knockouts. And Deontay Wilder would probably make way more money fighting him in the UK than the United States, because if they gave Charles Martin $5 million to go to the UK to defend his IBF belt against Anthony Joshua, Charles Martin was nowhere near as known as Anthony Joshua. Imagine if Wilder went over there, they'll probably offer him like $15 million, right? He'll make way more money than someone like Charles Martin, because he's a bigger name than Charles Martin, right? So Eddie Hearn will probably offer him like $15 million to come to the UK. And to be honest, I think it's the other way around. Wilder said that Anthony Joshua has to come to the UK, to America to be globally known. But really, it's Wilder who has to do that, because right now the UK is big in boxing. So if let's say Wilder were to go to the UK, right? And let's say Wilder were to knock out Anthony Joshua. That would be huge for Wilder, because not only because he'll be the unified champion, but now the UK boxing fans will be all over him. I'm telling you, they'll be all over him. Look at when Errol Spence Jr. went to fight Kell Brook in in Sheffield, in Kell Brook's hometown in the UK, in the backyard, in his hometown. It was that football stadium that they fought. But look at what happened. He went there, they booed him, but that, in a sense, gave Errol Spence more fans, right? Because he went to Sheffield. He went to Sheffield, England. He fought in front of Kell Brook's fan base. And all those fan base that were rooting against him, that were rooting for Kell Brook, and they were booing him, they probably became a fan of him. They were probably like, oh man. And that was on pay-per-view. Like, that was a big deal. I could almost guarantee you he gained hundreds upon hundreds of UK boxing fans because he actually brought the fight to Kell Brook. That was a very entertaining fight. The reason it was fun to watch was because Errol Spence Jr. was all up in his grill, and he made it a fun fight to watch because he was trying to make the fight, and he ended up stopping him, right? So he probably made more fans like that. Same thing with Gennady Golovkin. When Gennady Golovkin went over to the UK and fought Kell Brook, he was already known, but again, he fought Kell Brook in the UK, and I'm pretty sure he made more fans, a lot of UK fans, because of that fight, who maybe didn't even know who he was like that. So yeah, I don't really agree with Wilder when it comes to this. I think Wilder's probably going to have to go to the UK, and I think he'll make more money. I just think when it comes to business-wise, I think that's a smarter move. I mean, you want to make more money, go to the UK. Why make $6 million fighting him in the US? So if you can make $15 million fighting him in the UK, you know, win or lose, you still have that type of money. I just think that's a smart thing to do. I think it's a smart move, and that's all I have to say, guys. A bit of a long video. I don't really make like videos 5 minutes, but you know, sometimes I have things in my mind, and yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. If you watched the whole thing, I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, please like the video, and see you guys next time. Yeah, you know me, I upload as much as I can when I have the time, and yeah, guys, if you watched the whole video, I do appreciate that, and I'll see you guys next time. You could expect in the future gameplay footage, because I plan on like making videos talking boxing, but also playing video games, because I'm a big gamer, guys. I'm a hardcore gamer, and I want to incorporate gaming footage with boxing commentary. So yeah, expect that, guys, in the future. That's it. Make a record out, and see you guys next time. Bye.